In another video, I talked about how I couldn't tell the difference between real anti-white racism and Poe, because that state of mind exists. And if you hadn't seen that video, it would be in the description below. But just to illustrate and reiterate the point that anti-white racism is a thing, we shall examine Yasmin Alibhai-Brown. I don't like white men, and I want them to be a lost species. That's from Breitbart, London. Controversial columnist Yasmin Alibhai-Brown is accused of making a series of racist remarks against white people, even going so far as to say she wants them to be a lost species. So basically, the difference between this and this is that this could be Poe. This is real. According to Rod Little, when asked in a TV interview what she thought of white people, she responded, "I don't like them, I want them to be a lost species in 100 years. Writing for The Sun this weekend, Little said, "Can you imagine what would happen if you or I said that about black men or women? The police would get involved, pronto." And he's right. He was writing after taking part in a heated debate against Alibhai-Brown on Channel 4 News last week, in which the columnist said she loathed Little. Of course, she can be as hateful and disgusting as she wishes, but she is still a racist, and we believe in consequences. Little writes that he attracted her ire, and that of presenter Kathy Newman, I think she has already starred in one of Sargon's videos, because of the subject matter of his new book, Selfish Whining Monkey. Yes! Woo! I like! In the book I suggest that the massive influx of immigrants we've seen in the past 10 years has made life worse for the lowest paid in society and rather better for the well-off. Oh, and also that I'm not mad on every aspect of Islam, you know? Not hugely convinced by the general Islamic view of women, homosexuals, and Jewish people, and so on. So, I'm a bigot then. And, folks, you should really get to know Islam. Like, the basic tenets. Not go too deep into it, because it's wacky. It's really wacky. Maybe one day I'll make a few videos going into it, but educate yourself and get to know Islam. Because basically, all the despicable things you could ever imagine a person saying about homosexuals, women, children, Jews. Yeah, I know you probably hate the Jews deep in your heart, but I don't. It's scary, right? It's insane. It's not a religion as it is much a manual for world domination, and fascism masks as religion. And that's not bigotry. I disagree with calling it bigotry, because that is an accurate description of reality. The debate sparked further controversy after Conservative MP Michael Frabikant, who has been watching on TV, tweeted that he would want to punch Alibhai-Brown in the throat if he debated against her. I would as well, but I could hold my own on a debate and probably shame her. I would ask her if Jerusalem is in the Quran. That should be fun. The MP apologized after causing a storm of anger on Twitter, and well, he should. That's not something an MP should tweet. You do represent your constituency. Little also mentions another example of Alibhai-Brown's hatred for whites, working class. In a newspaper article in 2009, she used the words stupid, vicious, and scum to describe white working class people. And just imagine those words used against blacks. I know you don't believe there is reverse sexism, but there is no reverse sexism or reverse racism. There is only racism, and it does not equal oppression plus racism. And idiots. Basically idiots. You're afraid of Arabs, and you're the idiots who feed the alligator hoping that the alligator would eat you last. As Lil points out, it was white working class people who fought against fascism and racism in the Second World War, and white class people who battled fascism and racism on the streets, and it's white middle class and lower class people who now suffer the results of modern fascism, aka Islam, and political correctness and social justice. She has previously called for the media to be controlled, fascism, to prevent the rise of UKIP, and in a television conversation on Jobs in 2008, she said, "Don't apply, it would be great if you went away, white middle class men, we'd just walk in, wouldn't we?" If you knew something about Islam, dear listeners and viewers, you would know that in Islam there is a sort of commandment, which is not in the Quran, but it's from the Hadith, and it's practically a commandment to settle and colonize every land not under Islamic rule. I don't remember its exact name right now, mea culpa. However, it's a thing. It's part of the Muslim mindset. They have to colonize it and take over from the within. Like they tried to do during the British Mandate of Palestine. But that's for another story. Challenged by the host of the show, Richard Bacon, who asked, "Is that not a racist comment?" she replied, "Of course, at least she acknowledges it." I think that under UK law she should be liable for legal action. Rod Little concludes, "Truth is, she shouldn't be punched in the throat. Instead, she should be exposed as a hysterical racist and bigot and consigned to oblivion." Mr. Little, I could not agree more. But, just for the kicks of it, I found a clip. Let's watch it!
That's true. Well, hey, if you're good enough for the job, you get the job, don't you?
Take his advice, don't apply. It'd be great if you lot just went away, white middle class men. We'd
Right.
just walk in, wouldn't we?
Right. Is that not a racist comment?
Of course.
And they're laughing! Are they idiots? Who is this woman? An Ugandan-born British journalist and author who describes herself as a lefty liberal anti-racist
Racist comment.
Of course.
Racist comment.
Of course.
Racist comment.
Of course.
Racist comment.
Of course.
anti-racist Shia Muslim told you, know the freaking Shia, and a very responsible person. Responsible to whom, one must ask. She is a founder member of the British Muslims for Secular Democracy. How can a Shia Muslim support secular democracy? Brits, be afraid. That's the face of fascism. This, the cute aunt. That's fascism. That's how it looks like. Fascists don't have to wear matching clothes and sing songs together. They don't have to walk in lockstep. They can walk in ideological lockstep, which is much, much more concerning. Britain, get your freaking act together.